What if this is not the end? What if the years behind you are not proof that the years ahead must be the same? What if the person you thought was gone is not gone? What if they're buried under tiredness, under shame, under disappointment, under every broken promise, under every season where survival was all you could manage? But buried doesn't mean dead, does it? Lost doesn't mean finished. Delayed doesn't mean denied. What if there's still a life waiting for you? Not a perfect life. Not a life without pain. Not a life where every morning feels easy. But a life where you wake up and feel present again. A life where your body feels like home instead of a burden. A life where walking is not punishment. Food is not comfort. The mirror is not an enemy. And discipline is not a prison. What if that life is possible? What if it's closer than you think? Not because everything changes tomorrow, but because something already changed. You stood up, you walked, you stopped waiting. You noticed the quiet victories, looked in the mirror, chose not to abandon yourself. Isn't that how people come back? Not in one heroic moment, but slowly, quietly, repeatedly. Return to themselves, step by step, day by day, and choice by choice. Maybe that doesn't sound dramatic enough, but what could be more powerful than a person who thought they were finished, beginning again? What could be more moving than someone at rock bottom, finding one small reason to climb? What could be more beautiful than watching a life return to someone who had forgotten what it felt like? Because maybe the world teaches us to admire the finished transformation, the new body, the new confidence, the new success story. What about the beginning? What about the person sitting in silence, wondering if it's too late? What about the person taking the first walk, hoping nobody sees how hard it is? What about the person choosing differently for the first time in years? What about the person trying again after failing so many times? They almost stopped believing. Isn't that where the real miracle is? Not at the finish line, but at the moment they refuse to disappear. So if that's you, if you're listening to this and you're on the bottom, if your body feels heavy, if your mind feels tired, if your life feels smaller than it used to, can I ask you something? What if you're not behind? What if you're being rebuilt? What if this chapter is not here to shame you, but to wake you? What if the pain you feel now becomes the reason you finally chose yourself? And what if one day, not today, not tomorrow, but one day, you look back at this version of you, the one who was tired, the one who was scared, the one who didn't know how to begin. And instead of hating them, you thanked them because you stood up when it mattered, took the walk, made the choice, carried you from the beginning. And maybe that's the truth. We forgot. The person at rock bottom is not the weakest version of you. Maybe they're the bravest. Because they are the one who has to begin with nothing. No proof, no confidence, and no applause. Just a small voice asking, what if I try one more time? If that voice is still there, even faintly, then maybe it's not over. Maybe the way back has already started. Maybe the life waiting for you isn't far away. Maybe it's built inside the next choice, the next walk, the next promise, the next morning. Maybe one day you'll realize the person you were trying to become was never as far away as you thought. They were waiting beneath the pain, beneath the doubt, beneath the years, waiting for you to come back, slowly if you must, quietly if you need to, imperfectly if that's all you can do. But come back, because your life is still here. Maybe, just maybe, so are you.